It's not very often that you guys get two. Like we're going to be at least two this week and they're both going to be on this day. Uh, if you haven't been paying attention uh, let's start with this. If you haven't been paying attention to the fundraiser that I'm currently running, please pay attention to that. Head over to my friend Dana Stevens Give Send Go and donate to her. Any donation of $100 or more gets you $15 credit towards my merchandise or for a bag of coffee. And so please, once again, go check out Dana's cause. For if you have been paying attention or haven't been paying attention to the media reports today, apparently Russia is being accused of striking sovereign Polish territory with a missile strike and killing at least 2 people in Poland. Now there's some varying reports as to what may have happened. It may have been as Russia was striking Ukrainian energy infrastructure. It's war, folks. That's what people do. They strike energy infrastructure. But as Russia was allegedly striking Ukrainian energy infrastructure, a couple of missiles may have strayed. It's one report. May have strayed. Inexcusable, if that's the case. Others have now said that this was an intentional targeting of Poland. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't believe the Russian missile narrative, okay? We have seen time and time again here in this United States Republic, this union of the several states, we have seen the American regime, the statist regime, lie to us. They lied to us about the USS Liberty. They lied to us during the Gulf of Tonkin. They lied to us to get us involved in World War I. They stoked the flames of World War II. They lied to us about Iraq I. They lied to us about Iraq II. They lied to us about Afghanistan. They lied to us over and over and over and over and over again. Now we're being told by American Biden administration officials that Russia is guilty of this crime, of this attack on a sovereign nation. What I want to remind people of is Poland asked for nuclear exchange to happen. Poland did ask for that. And I do not believe for a minute that a missile strike on Poland, be it accidental or intentional, is in Russia's wheelhouse at this time. Do I agree with their aggression in Ukraine? I don't. I do not agree with their aggression in Ukraine. I understand their aggression in Ukraine, but I don't agree with it. Like I don't agree with us supporting Ukraine. We shouldn't be supporting Ukraine. What I will tell you is that no matter what the cause of this might be, just like with the Nord Stream pipeline, I don't believe Russia blew that up. It makes no practical sense for Russia to have blown up the Nord Stream pipeline. Don't believe that they did this either. I do believe that it is an established precedent, as in Syria, where we used Syrian leadership of gassing their own people, and then later on it was demonstrated that it was ISIS that gassed their own people to pin it on Assad, right? I would not put this past Poland. Poland is hawkish on Russia. They hate the Russians, and they want a war with Russia that is backed up by American firepower. That's what they want. So I do not believe for a minute that it is beyond the realm of possibility, beyond the scope of of the mindset of Polish leadership to attack their own people and accuse Russia, to garner support for a broader hot fighting conflict with Russia on the part of the United States. And I'll add this, in light of the fact that the Biden and Harris administration do not know beyond any reasonable doubt what the breakdown in the United States House and United States Senate is going to be, it would be in the best interest of the Biden admin to get the United States embroiled in a ground war right now before the determination of who's going to control the Senate and who's going to control the House takes place. Worse still is that the Dems, for the most part, are all war hawks. And even worse than that is that 75% of Republicans are war hawks, and that this is a necessary thing that we must do, guys. This, since before Russia invaded, I have been telling people this. I have been saying repeatedly, the goal is a war with American troops being slaughtered by Russians in Belarus and slaughtering them. That's the goal. They want your sons and now your daughters dead on a battlefield, folks. That's what they want. And they will pull at your heartstrings and talk about how we have to do this for the good of peace and for the spread of democracy. You cannot spread democracy at the point of a gun. And you cannot deliver democracy to a country like Ukraine or even a country like Poland through the threat of war. You cannot. So, as this news breaks, you're going to see the legacy media is going, the Sean Hannitys and the MSNBCs, Fox News, all of that, outside of maybe Tucker Carlson and Kennedy and I can't think of the other guy right now. But the libertarian-minded people on Fox News might push against this, but other than that, Fox News is going to beat the war drum too. All of your legacy media is going to beat the war drum here, and the vast majority of the Republicans, the vast majority of the Democrats are all going to be hawkish on this. They want a war, and they are going to get it before there's a determination about who's going to control the House and the Senate. And that's because once they get it, they're not going to relinquish it. Look at how long we fought the useless wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Look at how long that went. Folks, they want to kill your kids. They want to kill your kids. They want to kill as many of your kids as they can. They want to kill Americans, not the Russians. The Russians don't want to kill Americans. American politicians, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the Dems and the Republicans want your kids dead in a goddamn war. That's what they want. Because it makes them rich. And it keeps them in power. And so many of you think that the only way to be pro-military, to be pro-service member, is to back every war. No, they need to know that we do not approve of this. I am a conservative, constitutionally minded veteran for peace. I am anti-war because I am a conservative. I am anti-war because I love the American soldiers and sailors and the airmen. Love their passion and their desire to serve, and that's why I don't want them in a war. And that's why, no matter what we hear about, will not put any more money into Ukraine. You will not put our troops into Europe again, ever. We're done. Bring them home. If you cannot get behind this, and if you think that you have to support this, then you are not a conservative and you are not a patriot. You're a goddamn coward, because your life isn't on the line. Your life's not on the line. And I will hate you with a passion if I know that any of you back this. I don't want you following me if that's how you are. It is not American. It is not patriotic. It is not conservative. It is not pro-veteran to support these wars. And this whole Russian missile narrative is going to be used to provoke the war, or to beat the war, to get you going yet again. Because the Americans have been waking up a little bit with what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, and they're losing some ground, so now they're going to use this. You guys got to wake up. Wake up. Damn it, I'm tired of hearing about all of this. But they keep doing it because you keep falling for it. Turn off the legacy media. Turn on truth. Truth. Listen to Geopolitics and Empire. Listen to Scott Horton. Listen to Dave Smith and Robbie Bernstein. Listen to Monica Perez. Listen to Liberty Lockdown. Listen to Natural Capitalist. Read Coverdale. Listen to Not a Real Libertarian. There's so many people that you could be listening to that are going to give you accuracy and are going to give you a genuine, conservative, constitutional, originalist perspective on this. Listen to them, damn it. Please, I'm begging you. While we still have a republic to fight for, while there's still air to breathe that isn't contaminated by nuclear fallout, and we're not sending our boys and our girls overseas to Poland and to Lithuania and to Yugoslavia and wherever else we might be sending them, to the Ukraine, for all of this, while we still have some control, while we still can get them, keep them here safe, please stop listening to the legacy media. Stop listening to Donald Trump. Stop listening to any Republican who's backing the beating of the war drum, and damn sure don't listen to the Democrats on this. If you don't understand what's happening in Ukraine, go and watch my conversation with Scott Horton, and you're going to know this all orchestrated by the American elite, the ruling elite. All of this is all orchestrated to play on your emotions and to suck you in to supporting another shooting war. What did 20 plus years of fighting wars in Iraq and Afghanistan gain us? What did it get us? Where did it get us? What did it do for us? Did it end all the hostility? Nope. And the Intercept has released proof that American regular military troops, special operators, special forces, which you guys call the Green Beret, are on the ground over there. The 101st Airborne is on the ground in Eastern Europe, ready to go. The 82nd has been deployed, and they're on the ground, and they're ready to go. But most of you stick your heads in the sand or up your collective derrieres because you would rather sniff your own fecal matter or be blind to the truth than you would to have your mindset bent away from how it's always been. And I know how incredibly difficult and how incredibly hard it is to have to swallow your pride and say, I've been wrong on this for years. And you want to know why I know that? Because I had to do it. I had to do it on a lot of topics. And I'm asking you, before things get real difficult for you, before it becomes a personal investment for you, wake up and smell the gunpowder. Smell the explosives. And if that doesn't do it for you, wake up before you have to smell the blood. The hot, coppery smell of blood of your loved ones on a foreign battlefield. Dying for what? We haven't fought a valid war in over 50 years. And what they're trying to get us involved in now is an immoral, unjust, unethical war of aggression against a country that is no threat to us. And it is neither patriotic, conservative, or loving of our fellow man to put our soldiers and our airmen and our Marines and our seamen, our sailors in harm's way for people who have no impact on our nation. None. None. You could call me what you want. You could call me a coward like one guy did a few weeks ago. You could call me an anti-interventionist, because I'll wear anti-interventionist gladly. And if I'm a coward compared to you because I don't think we should be allowing our boys and girls to go to war right now, then I'll gladly be a coward. Because if that's what makes me a coward, then I am a better man as a coward than you are being brave and advocating for war. And I will say this one more time. If it comes to it and they start talking about a draft, I will personally escort and protect and hide anybody that comes to me looking for aid and comfort to avoid being drafted into the United States' next freaking war. And don't say that a draft can't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Do not say it cannot happen ever again. Recruiting numbers are down. Way down. The United States Air Force, I believe it is, has got signs up all over Rochester, Minnesota, say $5,000 sign-on bonus. And they still can't get enough people. And that may be the one saving grace that keeps us from rushing into this next war headlong, is the fact that they don't have enough people. But if they want it bad enough, they will draft your boys, and they will eventually draft your girls, and they will put them into a rapid accelerated boot camp or basic training, and they will send them overseas to kill people just like you who want nothing to do with this war. And like I said, I don't care what kind of trouble it causes me. I will build a underground railroad network to get draft age men, especially, out of this country. I will hide them and I will protect them, and I will do anything that it takes to keep it from happening. You will not draft my son. Or anybody else that I care about. You guys have got to wake up. I wasn't planning this today. I wasn't planning the one earlier today, and I wasn't planning this one. I'm on my way home. I've went on Rebel Civics with my friend Keith, and that'll air tomorrow during the day. And we're going to be... He's the third person that's ever asked to tell my story about what happened to me over the last 2.5 years. I have a playlist here on my channel. If you haven't paid attention to my personal story about what was done to me by this despotic, tyrannical statist that I ran into over the last couple of years, you can certainly watch my playlist. If you're interested in hearing more or hearing it from on a different platform, then tune in tomorrow. I'll be sharing the links with some people to get it out there. I'm a veteran who took his oath of office, his oath as a soldier, incredibly seriously. I took my oath seriously when I joined the law enforcement world. I was a nobody, nothing. I was a detention deputy. I was a no one. I didn't work the streets. I wasn't out there putting criminals away. My job was to supervise and interact with them while they were incarcerated, waiting trial or finishing out shortened sentences or waiting to go to prison. And I learned a lot about what your oath actually should mean to you in that time frame. And that's why this topic about this war is so important to me. Because my view, and I don't care if you disagree with me on this, I will fight you philosophically on this until the day I die. My view is right. And if you disagree with me on any of it, you're the traitor to this country. So, I don't care what they say their proof is. I don't care what they say happened in this situation with Russia and Poland and Ukraine. We're not being told the truth. We're going to be manipulated, or gaslit to get us to agree to go to a hot war, a fighting war with our troops, our boys, our loved ones, our children and our grandchildren. Flesh of your flesh, bone of your bone. Will be called on to fight and die in foreign lands while they take your tax dollars, your hard-earned money, and forcibly strip it from you to pay to send your flesh and bone across the sea to die. All while telling you they're doing it for the good of your country and for your safety and security. If I upset you, I don't care. You want to come on and talk about this and tell me why I'm wrong? Then put your money where your mouth is once for all of my hate watchers and the people that say I'm full of crap and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Just once! Somebody that disagrees with me, have the intestinal fortitude, have the nuts, have the balls to agree to come on my show and embarrass me on my own platform. Just once. That's all I ask. Just once. One of you that disagrees with me, find someone who disagrees with me and tell them, go on his show. I dare you. I freaking dare you. And if you do agree with me, and you see this as the threat that it is to our liberty and our pursuit of happiness and to our freedoms, if you see this the way that it really is, and you would be interested in helping fight against this, reach out to me and I will put you in contact with people in the anti-war movement. I know people now. I'm not name dropping. I'm nothing. I'm a no one. I always have been and I always will be. But I do know people who can help you understand this, and who can help us help people avoid a draft if it comes. But I'm begging you, don't get behind this war drum beating that's going to be happening. And has been happening, but is going to ramp up before January. I'm begging you. Don't get behind any more Americans being murdered overseas. Don't get behind any more Americans being sent overseas to die while they're being sent to murder other people's flesh and bone. Fight for your liberty. It is yours. Fight for your freedom. It belongs to you. And until next time, 6 Semper Tyrannis.